So we should probably play D&D.
I guess.
I guess we could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean,
That sounds fun.
it's whatever. So quick recap of the session prior. You prevented Sigil from collapsing into the prime material plane. Good job.
Great personal expense.
Yay! It's fine. It's fine. You'll
It's
get
fine.
it. You'll
You're
get it.
fine.
I keep
Your
going
muscles were only 20% of why he liked you.
It's a small amount.
Your muscles are only at most 20% of why Escher was in love with you. It's fine. And then immediately, or not immediately, but pretty close to immediately afterwards, the Lady of Pain kind of just showed up at your house, your destroyed house.
Everyone was like, "Oh shit!"
The Lady of Pain, the overlord and maybe god of the realm Sigil, who left in your care one of her dabus, one of her servants, and with the express permission granted to it that if you ever see this Varain character again, this creature will send Varain directly to the mazes, which none of you asked about or were in any way curious about, so it's probably nothing important.
It sounded fucking terrible. I didn't want to know more.
Exactly. I was like, you know what? I don't care.
Yeah, ignorance has a way of working for you. You know, it's never... Anywho, Mordenkainen suggested that you can't stay here, and after briefly discussing where the best location to hide out was, you agreed that it was probably Barovia, to Escher's dismay. So you walked all the way back to that cursed land, and you set up camp.
Excuse me, we did not walk, we rode.
Whatever, you traveled. You traveled all the way to that cursed land, and set up shop in Escher's childhood home, Light's Hope Orphanage in the middle of Vallaki. And, you know, it wasn't great, but it was safe, so...
Ish.
Safe-ish. Oh, and then you got attacked by 3 invisible stalkers. Wah, wah.
Yeah, that's something that happened.
Escher was able to... I think Escher was the only one who passed his nature check or something and reminded everyone that these things are sentient and we can question them. And that was how Baku knew to use the imprison spell on the last remaining invisible stalker. And that is where we left off. You had successfully imprisoned it. And you can't see it because it is invisible, but you can see it shackled. You can see something resembling arms shackled to the floor.
Throw flour on it.
What?
Throw flour on it. I mean,
So
Oh, you want to cover it in flour. Oh, I thought you said draw a flower on it. I was like, okay.
like, yeah, okay,
No, I just don't like talking to invisible things.
right. Yeah. How are we gonna? make
Ember
it-
is wheezing, by the way. He did that spell and it sucked, and now he's like, he shouldn't have been doing anything, honestly. So he's just sitting in a corner panting really hard in his little wheelchair.
He has a deep instinct to fight the thing, and he was punished for it. 'Cause
Yep, it was bad.
Your strength is 4. You shouldn't be doing anything.
Yeah, so he's just gonna sit in a corner and wheeze quietly.
I believe before we cut for the night, Escher had asked if anyone spoke Orin, which is the language of the element. Can I help you with something? Why? She's just standing in the bathroom screaming. What do you want?
She's like, attention. I want your attention right now.
Anywho, yes. If anyone spoke Orin, which was the language of the elemental plane of air, and no one did, so he cast Comprehend Languages on himself, which is like the catch-all speak any language button. Mm-hmm. And now you are able to communicate through Escher, to this invisible stalker. Did you actually cover it entirely with flour?
Yes.
It would have to be you, Ember, because no one else is gonna just waste flour. They only brought so much flour.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you won't get biscuits in the morning.
I don't care. The first thing I did is I went over to the...
It's like, I can't do anything here. Take this.
you just have to imagine I wheel myself over to the thing, and I reach up, and it's too far, and and then I come back and I just throw it in the face, so it probably only its head is covered, or where I think its head was.
Yeah, you get most of it, so you get the general outline.
Okay.
It is.
And then Ember turns around and he goes, "You're welcome," and then he wheels himself over a corner and stares at you all.
Baku's like, "Thank you."
Escher's like, I don't know if thank you is whatever. It's not important. Escher turns to the creature. He's like, all right, so what should I ask it? He says, what I know about invisible stalkers is that they are kind of like the assassins of the elemental world. They're contract killers. So someone definitely sent this. It didn't just track us down randomly.
Ask it how its job is going so far.
What's its job satisfaction?
Right, exactly. Baku's like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how is your satisfaction with your
You were
current...
gonna rate your employer on Glassdoor.
Exactly. That's exactly what he's going to do.
Escher he kind of shrugs and he turns back toward it and he asks something in this language that you can't see. And in response, you see the shackles pull futilely against nothing, against the ground. Then you hear the clank loudly. And she's like, I don't know, you didn't say anything, but I get the idea. He's not super happy.
I suppose we should ask him where.
Who sent
it? Yeah, right. That's a more important question. Who is your employer?
Escher repeats the question, and you hear this sort of the Orin language sounds a lot like wind. Low breathing and hissing wind through reeds. And Escher, when it answers, Escher repeats, "No surprise here. Virain sent it."
Oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Where might we find Virain? Does it know?
It does know. It has an instinctual understanding of where he is at all times, yes.
Can we use it to track him?
Yes, he can. He can lead you back to the headquarters of the Cult of Nagath if you want to.
Well,
Baku's like, great, okay, let's go.
No, absolutely not.
Escher's like, that is a terrible idea, Baku.
Baku stops in mid-stride and is like, what? Why not? What?
Ember's like, I'm normally the one who is like, let's go jump into the dangerous, situation. But first of all,
even if we had our paladin at full mast right now, that would still be a terrible idea. We don't know how big this cult is. We don't know how well guarded it is.
Also,
Baku's like, we have the Dabu though.
Well, that's the thing. Why don't we just send the Dabu?
She says, okay, well, what if it goes through this enormous cave? Like, it's a cult, right? So it probably has a cave or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. And it gets killed on the way. He turns to the Dabu and he says, Dabu, how many times per day can you do the thing that the Lady of Pain talked about? How many times per day can you send something to the mazes? And the Dabu flashes a sign above its head, Baku, you're the only one who immediately knows what it means, and it communicates the idea to you that it can only send one creature to the mazes per day.
Oh, only once per day? That's unfortunate.
It is, it communicates another message to you, implying that this is a cross-planar spell. Like, this is taking a creature from one plane and forcibly putting it into another plane. It's hefty magic. So it's not entirely surprising that it has its limitations.
Yes, it is big magic. That is true.
It is at this moment that Moran comes upstairs and she says, "Is everything okay? I heard fire." And she stops and she takes in the tableau, flour everywhere and something invisible chained to the floor. She's like, "Did I miss something?"
3 invisible stalkers.
Oh, okay.
Sent by Virain.
Cool.
Baku's like, it's okay, I chained it.
She's like, that's good. I came up here because I need your shards, please.
Oh no.
One more reason why it's bad to go to this place.
Baku's like, this is true, yes, very bad idea.
Escher kind of looks at you and he's like, we've got to,
Yeah. We don't really have an option.
Yeah.
I think Ember tries to lift the hammer, but he's not strong enough. So he gives it a couple tugs, and then he looks helplessly at Escher and is like,
Moran says,
Vasha picks it up and gives it to him.
No, Vasha, you can't touch it.
Oh no, I can't do that.
You can't touch it.
Right.
I remember that right before I'm about to touch. I'm like,
Yeah.
Moran says, don't worry about it, and she uses magic, and she kind of levitates all of them and up and toward her, including plucking the crown right off the backwards and upside down position on Escher's head. And everyone offers them up, but Baku, you pluck the ring from your finger. Lady Tremaine hands over the book, and even Davin hands over the jagged sword, still in its scabbard because you can't take it out of its scabbard.
Nope.
Right.
And she says, okay, so I have to take these away for several weeks. Whatever this is, and she like gestures to the invisible stalker shackled to the floor. She's like, please be careful. Like, we need at least a couple of you here to defend the whole operation. If something goes bad here, this is like the last resort. Like we already abandoned one headquarters.
True.
Ember's like looking morosely at the floor. He's like, goodbye, sweet hammer.
And that's a good. Please remove all of the shards of Avatar from your inventories, my sweet babies.
Okay, got it.
Didn't
Breath of Arcana,
Mordenkainen
magical ring, and
have...
important plot device. Delete.
Didn't Mordenkainen have what?
Didn't he have a fortress that we got into?
He
took us
has
fucking forever to get into?
he has the spell Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion. It lasts 24 hours, but the components to cast it are pretty obscure, and it's not like you can't just continuously cast it. Basically,
Yeah. Okay.
the spell lasts for a day, I believe.
I just remembered how hard it was to find him, and that would have
Yeah,
been...
it's an invisible mansion, so yeah, it's pretty lit, but it's not an indefinite.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope, we're good.
Moran is kind of looking at you warily, like you're all starting to realize, like, oh god, like I've had these things forever, and they feel like an essential part of me, and now they're gone now.
Goodbye, guaranteed crit strike.
That's a good point. And you know what? Don't forget to lower your spell save DC, Baku. What is your new spell save DC, Baku? I'm just curious.
19.
Oh,
Oh.
not 24 anymore.
That is ridiculously
shush.
high. That's like a ridiculously high.
It is a
was
ridiculously high
high.
spell save DC, yes.
It was, yes.
But then that was the point.
I shall miss it.
That was the
Like
point.
19 is pretty ridiculously high. Anyways,
Yeah.
Well, you're level 15, so it's like it's not that.
that's
Anywho. Okay.
Are we 15 or 16?
16.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, are we? I forgot to up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're 16.
Whoops.
well. Ember's been sad since Sigil was saved, so this isn't anything. This is just like one more blow to his already fragile ego.
Oh no.
Escher goes over and pats you on the back and reminds you that you're gonna be okay. The wish spell will wear off eventually.
It
Just
will not
take
if we
time.
keep doing things.
Moran.
That was your dumb decision.
Moran says, Mordenkainen and I are going to be working in the cellar that for the past couple of days that you've been here, they've been like setting up a little laboratory, basically, a magical laboratory, an arcanum, if you will, in the basement of the orphanage. And she says, if you need either one of us, come interrupt us, but try to not need us because this is important and time sensitive. So
It's fine. We're just interrogating assassins. You go have your blood in your basement. We're just gonna do important things. It's all good.
Invisible assassins.
Not invisible anymore.
Baku looks at Ember like, don't talk to my mother like that.
she says, yes, you have fun interrogating your invisible assassins or whatever. I'll be making the thing that saves the multiverse. And she goes downstairs.
I like her.
Yes, she's awesome.
Okay, so you were kind of interrupted, and you can see, and like while you have been having this discussion, the invisible stalker has been like frantically pulling at the chains, like trying to get out, and it's just not working, and he's very frustrated.
So do we caution it more? Should we kill
Yeah.
it?
Yes.
Anybody?
So wait, it came from. So Varain sent it.
Mm-hmm.
He can make-
Asher says yes. He confirms that Varain is the person that ordered it to kill us.
So Varain could, the stalker could lead us back to Varain.
The stalker
Right.
could. The stalker says the orders from Varain were to kill you and everyone around you, and then go back to Varain and bring him back, and presumably because he wants the shards of Avatar, and take him back to your bodies so he can get all your shit.
Oh, nice.
So, and the issue with just sending the Dabu with it and having him take Varane is what? That it...
We don't know what... That's just like, babe, we don't know where he is. He could be very well defended.
Right, and if we lose the Dabu, that sucks, because it can only cast a spell once.
And considering all the crap that he's thrown at us, he's probably extraordinarily well defended.
Mm-hmm. So that sucks.
I would just like to point out here that I think the Lady of Pain did a terrible job of providing us with assistance, given what we did in return.
Escher says, I don't think she was ever obligated to help us. It was just kind of,
Right.
Nope.
And I really don't want to press our luck with the most powerful being in the universe, maybe?
I don't know, it's worked out pretty well so far, but fine.
Oh my god, Ember.
At it.
Baku looks at the Dabu I am so sorry, my friend is being rude.
The Dabu barely pays attention when you talk. You get the feeling that it's just kind of checked out. It'll do the thing when you tell it to do the thing, but,
Right, exactly. It's just
That's fair.
It's hard to... He finds it difficult to relate to mundanes.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
Also, it's just doing its job. It's just kind of okay, I just have to babysit you morons.
Exactly.
Escher is kind of stroking his chin and he says, I guess we could... I mean, in theory, we could set up a sting.
Oh, what?
A sting.
We could, trap and lure Varane somewhere.
Oh, and what kind of trap are we talking about?
Escher's I mean, I don't really know. This isn't really my wheelhouse. What do you guys think?
Baku's I don't know anything about traps. Looks at Vasha.
Everyone looks at the ranger come up with a trap for us.
We all turn suspiciously to Vasha and are like...
You're the monster
Y'all
hunter.
didn't want me to be okay.
You're the
There's
ranger.
only one person here who's really good at murdering people, and it's not me.
Oh yeah, cool. Thanks. Rub that one in a little bit more, why don't you?
Escher's in fairness, Vasha is not the only person here good at murdering things. I
True.
think we've all demonstrated a lot of capability with murder.
This is true.
I only kill bad things. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
Escher says, well, I mean, if we are going to set up a sting, it can't be here. We have to...
No.
We have to take...
definitely not.
We have to
No.
lead him somewhere else. I guess somewhere else in Barovia would work, although I'm not really sure where.
Vasha.
Castle?
It's just I mean, I'd rather not, but I guess
no.
we could, in theory.
We could take it, or the Lich. That'd be really good. Let's go to the
I
Ember.
was gonna say the Ember Temple.
Actually, the Ember Temple's a really good idea.
Baku's I don't know Barovia like you guys do.
Actually, no, we should not go to the Ember Temple. What if Varane gets a hold of the thing in the basement?
Yeah, I was gonna say no. Maybe Argon Vosthold?
Maybe. There are a lot of good
Spider.
options.
We could just lead them into the spider room.
Again,
Baku
those spiders are very scary for you at the time, but they are CR3.
I feel like giant spiders are scary at all times. Just throw that out there.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's unreasonable to suggest that giant spiders are always not my favorite thing.
I have the ability to pick off a lot more of them a lot more quickly now, but that doesn't change the fact they have a lot of legs and a lot of eyes.
I think Argon Bustle's pretty good. There's a bunch of creepy stuff. It's twisty.
Yeah, Baku's gonna leave it up to you guys, because you guys know Barovia better.
Yeah.
I haven't been here.
Escher's-
I've been here once.
Escher says, perhaps the only good thing about leading it to Castle Ravenloft is that I would be morally fine if Castle Ravenloft were destroyed by something.
Exactly.
Argon Vostholt was the home of a good aligned silver dragon.
There is also that.
But they're not there anymore.
Well, no, but it's the symbolism of the thing. Would you rather destroy a place that of a dragon that fought a rebellion against a tyrannical vampire? Or would you rather destroy the home of said tyrannical vampire?
It would be the last vestige of him.
But it's a nice castle.
Escher's
Then you take it.
Not no more.
Look,
It was a nice
I
castle.
think we have different definitions of nice. Don't you remember it decaying around us?
Yeah, that was great. It's fine. It's fine. I might have been thinking about fixing it up for a vacation home, but I guess it's...
I don't think that would be a very good idea at all. You
I
moron.
don't think so either.
Escher says, I mean, I hear the argument for either one, but it's up to you guys. And
Baku's
to be
like,
clear,
"I
as a
vote Stone
DM, it is completely up to you. I do not have any plans that hinge on anything, so if you want, it's totally up to you.
Baku still wants to go to a temple because ruins and nerdiness, but they're also castle can be destroyed.
Escher's
That's
like,
fine.
well, I mean, it's obviously gonna take a couple days. If you really want to see the Amber Temple, Baku, we can just take a day trip to the Amber Temple and show you around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, we should totally. Sounds fun, but yeah, we should not try to trap Vrain at the end.
No.
Of it.
No,
It would not end well.
too many things that could go so wrong.
And Escher says, although now that I think about it, now that we don't have the ring anymore, if there's anyone who would know what to do, how to permanently trap someone, or who could cast like an imprison spell, it would be the Lich.
Oh.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Escher says, full disclosure, I only went to the Amber Temple once, and I don't really remember all that much about what happened. So my memory is a little spotty, but I do remember the Lich a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, he's a lot of fun. Like, good pal. I think he and Baku would get along famously.
I'm looking at their spells, the Lich's spells right now, and I'm like, oh damn.
There was also that like really creepy room with the statues, though.
That's the power
Okay, so I think we have a plan here. I think we go to the Ember Temple and we ask the Lich about what were we asking the Lich about? Something.
If there's anyone who can cast an imprison spell to permanently trap Vrain, it would probably be the Lich.
Yes. Okay.
Mordenkainen might also know, though. We'd have to ask. We should ask Mordenkainen first, although he seems busy.
Yeah,
like Escher looks at the basement door, like. Then again, he seems kind of occupied.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like that's gonna end badly for all of us. After I just insulted that. Yeah, you know what? Maybe just
don't.
Okay, I think we got a game plan.
We like the imprison spell isn't going anywhere. Like this thing is completely inert as long as it's chained up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's I checked the duration and it's until dismissed. So.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
That's why imprison is such a powerful spell because it's like
Baku's like, I'm not going to dismiss it.
Yeah, I mean the only reason that Tiamat would be able to get out of it is because fucking God.
Right.
Okay, so let's go take a day trip to the Ember Temple.
Just do some sightseeing.
Just casually.
Right.
It's at this point, Mama Tremaine's like, you just want to just leave it here, just so we have to now we have to see it all the time. Like you threw flour all over it.
Flour, it's fine.
And it's just like, wait, I have an idea. And he like rips an old tablecloth off the table and he throws the tablecloth over it. It's like, there you go.
It's a ghost.
Like a Scooby-Doo ghost.
I know, right?
Put like a table on top of it. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Ember looks at his mom and he's like, that's better, right?
And she says, maybe we should wait a couple of days until Ember is, and he's like pats Ember on the back until Ember is back up to speed.
That's a good idea.
I like that idea.
We can't wait too long because I feel like eventually Vrain will start to get suspicious. But we've got, I feel like we've got a couple days at least.
Mm-hmm.
1 to 2.
Escher says, okay, well, let's see how Ember feels after, 2 days. And then we'll head out and find the Lich friend.
Probably the same. This is what it's going to be like for the rest of my life. I'm an invalid.
Oh my god.
Baku rolls their eyes.
In a chair.
Like,
I just flick him in the forehead and walk past.
Ow!
these humans.
I feel like I take damage from that.
Roll for flick damage.
No.
Okay. I think Ember seriously just like goes to bed. He's like, they already decided a game plan and he's just like, he's gonna go sleep it off because he's not doing
Escher helps the poor invalid to sleep.
Oh gosh.
All the time reminding you that it's going to be fine, you ridiculous drama queen. You are going to recover.
Never gonna be fine again. This is what my life is like. I hope you like these wasted muscles.
Escher mock smothers you with a pillow in your bedroom. Shut up!
This is how you die.
Alright, so you've got about 2 days.
Erotic asphyxiation.
Oh dear.
Oh, too much.
So you've got about 2 days of time to kill, and during that time, I did some math, Amber, and basically, because with the D4 we rolled, the 2d4 we rolled was 5 days, so a total of 5 days of recovery, and you are missing a total of I did the math. Each day you get +4 for rest. So you will have from where your score is right now, you have +4 for one day, +4 for the next day. So it's 8 + 4 is your current strength mod, I believe, or your current. So you're up
right
to.
now I have 4.
So you are up to 12 by day 2. But I don't want to jump immediately to that because there might be some things that people want to talk about, like you no longer have your shards and.
Right.
One thing that Escher does, he spends his 2 days modifying the Strahd puppet. The little dummy that you got from the toy shop. He ripped all the stuffing out of the body, so now it's like its head is comically large compared to its tiny body. And he starts using it for little puppet shows for baby Ander. And he gives it like the weirdest, worst voice, like
Oh God!
And baby Ander fucking loves it.
Oh God!
Baby Ander is completely entertained.
Again, creepily.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
What was that? Sorry, I missed you. I missed that bit.
Oh, has baby Ander grown creepily again?
He has actually, yeah. Like it's not something that's immediately noticeable. Like he still grows slowly, but faster than he should. Like you've had him for at this point maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and when you got him he was a newborn, but now he looks like a 2-month-old, 2 or 3 month old baby. Yeah, he's sitting up. He can't walk yet, obviously. He's only like 2 months old, but he's sitting up and he's like waddling a little bit, like scooting across the floor. He's developing a little too quick for comfort.
Used to be it.
But you've never reared a god baby, so maybe this is normal. You're not 100% sure.
No clue. No clue.
But either way, baby Ander absolutely loves the weird puppet shows. Like it's got to be some sort of like therapy for Escher, like making Strahd his tormentor, his rapist, his capturer into like this fucking like pastiche of himself. Giving him a stupid accent and making him do like slapstick comedy.
I want to say that
we need a Punch and Judy.
I want to say that like Baku has the rabbits just like flop on it, and they just like poop on it.
Escher for sure uses the rabbits as like other puppets. He'll have the Strahd try to drink the rabbit's blood, and then the rabbits like sit on it and then defeat him.
Right? They'll just like flop over, like okay.
They're like, oh no, I've been sat upon. Nah.
Edward's very concerned, but also he can't really get out of bed, so he's just like hearing it down the hallway and is like, I don't know what's going on, but it's not good.
Anything else anyone wants to do in these 2 days while Ember recovers?
Do y'all have backup weapons?
Well, you're the only one who had it as a weapon.
Yeah, I mean,
Escher can give you back the sun sword if you'd like.
Oh, good. Yes, please.
Yeah, he can. He was never gonna fucking use it. He's a spell cleric. He's not a fighty cleric.
Look, it just seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, healing cleric, very good. We like healing clerics.
So yeah, he can give you back the sun sword. That's totally fine.
Okay, so hopefully I'll have time to attune to it. Not that I can do much with it. But...
Oh yeah, attuning only takes like 4 hours, I think.
Oh, okay, good.
So you've got plenty of time.
Like, I've missed you, but I also miss my hammer more.
Just think you're getting an even better weapon.
No.
More terrifying.
Yeah, I feel like this isn't going to end well. Y'all are going to try to pretend this is a good thing, but it's not.
I mean, you gotta look on the sunny side of death.
Always look on the bright side of death.
I used to be strong, and now my highest stat is my intelligence.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh no.
Our paladin intelligent? What?
Oh, so for anybody who doesn't know about all of this and why Vasha is reacting so crazily to that, back in the original Curse of Strahd campaign, Ember was literally a moron. And
yeah, like what was your
asked-
what was your base intelligence score at the beginning? It was like 10.
I think it was 10.
It's like 8 or 10.
very, very bad, very low. And in an absolutely adorable twist of fate, we got boons from Mordenkainen, and Ember asked for intelligence, and suddenly became more intelligent than the ranger, which was a little bit weird, but they weren't wiser.
I see.
But Vasha got the ability to plane shift, which is cool as heck.
Yes,
That
it is.
is, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is cool. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else anyone wants to do?
Yeah, I mean, think Ember's sleeping. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, he's sleeping. He's getting his strength up. And by the way, you despite your melodrama, you actually can feel the effects starting to reverse. By the time 2 days have passed, your base strength is 6, or is 12. Right? You said 12 total.
Yes, 12.
Which actually makes you stronger than Escher again, because his base strength is 10. He's a soft boy. He doesn't know how to swing a sword.
I think Ember's still playing it up a lot though, because he's just
because he doesn't know how not to be totally over the top.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
So I wonder if we should look and see if there's anything in any of the shops, any potions or anything left over in Vallaki.
Oh,
No.
We can scavenge.
Yeah.
I had a feeling I was going to need my Curse of Strahd book this week.
I feel bad about it, but also practicality.
Right.
Let's see. Blinsky's Toys, the Coffin Maker's Shop, the RSX Stockyard, Wachter House, the Burgomaster's Mansion, Blue Water Inn. Looking through the inn might be a good idea. St. Andrew's Church.
That's gone.
Nope, that's gone. You burned that one down.
it was not our fault. There were vampires in it.
It was a little bit your fault.
Just a little bit.
Just because, it was for the greater good, you still burned it down.
Look, you have to burn things with vampires in them to the ground. It's just that's the way it works.
Escher's rude.
No,
Speaking
just
as a
really
former
ugly.
vampire.
You were ugly vampires, babe, not like you. It's different.
It is objectively true that Escher is the hottest of the vampires that we found. Wasn't, Strahd.
Yep, that's true. Escher's definitely...
I'm not comparing my fiance to Strahd.
And by the way, by the time you are up and walking around again, Ember, Escher is, by now, he is using the puppet a lot more. And at the moment you come out of the bedroom for the first time, he says, "Ah, Sergei, how have you managed to recover?" No!
God.
Ember, I just look at him, and then I turn back around and go back into the room.
Fleeing, eh?
That toy is creepy.
Escher considers this criticism and then sets about to making his face look even more ridiculous.
You're teaching the baby a bad lesson.
I feel like I have some whittling skills. Maybe I make
Stop this.
No.
I
Escher's
think
already in
accessories.
collaborative mode. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, since he no longer has the life binder, I'm going to prep a few healing spells for Escher.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that'd be...
I have cure wounds, but
Good idea.
I'm going to replace harm with heal, because that's
good
A
plan.
good idea, yeah.
that's important. That's just... I'm done. I did all the... So now he's got... Resurrection, Regenerate, which can return lost limbs, which is good. He's got Heal, Mass Cure Wounds, Dispel Magic, Remove Curse, Revivify, Prayer of Healing, Lesser Restoration. So he's got all his shit now. He's prepared all the good Healy spells.
Awesome, sweet.
Thank goodness.
Before he was just why do I need to prepare Healy spells? I've got this cool crown. And I was I need prepare healing spells. Okay.
Now he's I need those.
I need them now. Yeah, that's important now. Okay, so you wanted to kind of scavenge, I believe, is what you...
Yes.
Yeah, just, see if there's anything around.
Okay. Oh my god, Mimi's in her bed, and all I can see is her tiny paw over the side of the bed.
Aww.
The tiniest paw.
Oh no.
So cute. Anywho, okay. So you wanted to go scavenge. And there, like, I feel like there has to have been like I remember in the village of Barovia there was like a general goods store. And the thing was the guy, he charged like 10 times more than anything.
But like Vallaki was where we got our weapons silvered.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
So
I just don't remember.
There has to be something.
I think that's because Tessa made that up for us.
I might have made it up.
No, silvering a weapon is the thing.
No, I know, but I think she made up the place that we can
Yeah,
get it.
like the place.
Yeah.
That could be. I would believe that. It was kind of like of course there's a blacksmith.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big place.
Yeah. Okay, well, here's how I'll do this then. The only thing that canonically for sure definitely exists in Vallaki is the Blue Water Inn, which there would probably be some good scavenging at the inn. So you can definitely find, a couple flasks of wine probably. Did you guys ever complete that side quest? I think you did. Yeah,
we did.
You restored the wine selling in the region.
Yeah.
So there are definitely a couple casks of wine. It's called Great Mash number 3 that you could you probably aren't going to carry a huge crate of wine with you, but you can definitely point out their existence to an appreciative Lady Tremaine.
Definitely.
What else is in the inn? They probably took most of the actual gold with them. But yeah, there's definitely wine.
I want to loot gold anyway.
There's some like sleeping stuff. Like there's a couple beds and blankets and stuff like that you can take with you. There's not a whole lot left in the fictional blacksmith that I made up. There's a couple swords. Daven would probably do well with a sword.
Probably a good plan.
Yeah, and the Lady Tremaine has her actual sword, her regular paladin sword that she can use. But Daven could definitely use a weapon.
I mean, I guess he can have a sword.
It's not like an obscenely powerful sword that steals your soul
Right,
or anything,
exactly.
so it's probably fine. And then in the Burgomaster's mansion, you can probably find a little bit of extra non-perishable food in the kitchen. Which is always good. There's extra flour,
Ember's not with you, but he reminds you that the Burgomaster had good tea.
Yeah, that's
Baku's
right.
like, oh, tea?
That's right.
Tea? And Baku's like, we have to stop everything else!
Exactly.
Oh, and there's actually some gardens out back of Wachter House. So yeah, you can probably take what's left of the live produce from the gardens.
Yeah, wild carrots, things like that.
Yeah, onions and
Enough to make a stew.
cabbage,
There we
good
go.
stuff like that. Okay. So yeah, you do pretty well, and Lady Tremaine is very grateful, and you tell her about the garden and the wine, and all the good stuff. Any last minute stuff you want to do? Do you want to rest another day so Ember can get another +4 bonus, or do you want to just leave?
Please do.
That would take you up to 16? 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
The invisible stalker, by the way, is taking to just rattling its chains just to piss everyone off.
Does it
I feel
moan?
like-
Does it moan?
It can't moan. It just makes this low hissing windy noise.
I feel like Baku starts taking
Aw.
tea down there and just like starts talking to it and like it's just drinking tea like, how was your day? I see. Anyway,
Rattle, 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 rattle.
Actually, I believe invisible stalkers can understand common, but they cannot speak it.
Right.
So he's a great listener because he has no choice.
Baku just like makes up answers for it like, I see, that sounds pretty bad. Anyway, so this is what Escher did today.
Okay. So at 16, I'm feeling pretty, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, at 16, you're feeling more like yourself. It is if you do travel, it'll have to stay at 16 for until you get another long rest.
Yeah.
But for every long rest you get from now on, you can bump up that score +4.
Okay.
Ooh.
Until you reach 22, obviously.
Yeah, so I'm 2 more from full.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're fine.
You're good, yeah.
Okay. any last minute conversations anyone wants to have? Any other extra supplies, anything like that?
How's the Dabu doing? Just hanging out?
Yeah, just
the
like ignoring us.
The Dabu is so otherworldly. Like, you don't even think it really understands where exactly it is. It's Sigil. You've never been to Sigil, but from everything that you know about Sigil, it's a sort of timeless, amorphous city. Like, it's built like have you ever seen an Ouroboros?
Mm-hmm.
It is built on the inside of an Ouroboros. So it's weird. It's time and space don't work the same, and like now it's on the prime material plane where everything feels a little boring. Yeah.
Weren't we in a room in Sigil briefly during the time in Hell when Lathander came to us, or was that something else?
Oh no, he transported you to Mount Celestia briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of the holy realm, one of the heavens.
All my notes are back home, so
That's fine. No, Lathander would not be allowed in Sigil. In fact, that's why you could.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
No gods in Sigil.
Right, brain.
Fair enough.
Anywho, any other last minute things you want to do? I believe you all convene the night before, and you talk about specifically what the plan is. You know that Escher informs you that invisible stalkers, they are faultless hunters. So if you tell the stalker to go find Varain and bring him back to us, wherever you are is where Varain will be led. Like wherever you are at the current moment. They are that good at tracking.
Will it listen to us?
To get out of an imprisonment spell? Yeah, it will. It'll do whatever you want.
Great.
Okay, good. So I think we just need to go. So yeah, we just have to take our day trip. Oh, how are we getting there? Are we going to ride horses? Do we take the carriage?
Yeah, you could take a carriage if you'd like.
I vote carriage.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you
a lot of people.
You have two carriages, so you would be leaving one behind, which is probably for the best.
I think it's fair. I think Ember tries to climb on top of a horse, but he's still not like 100%.
He's at 16 strength, which is very, very strong.
Come on.
Not for him.
You can get on a horse.
At this point, like, Escher is like out of sympathy for you. Like, you are now physically stronger than he is. So he's like, just, Ember, would you cut with the bullshit? Please just get on the horse.
I get on the horse, but I'm pissy about it.
There's the old Ember back. Okay.
Everything's fine. Everything's gonna be fine, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, are we ready to go?
Are we gonna let the thing go first? Are we gonna talk to it?
No, we're
with
gonna
our
go
terms.
We're talking to the Lich first, the Ember Temple.
Okay.
Yes, so let's actually take this moment to get a little firmer grasp on the plan. You want to go back to the Amber Temple and talk to the Lich about the best ways to imprison Varain if, for whatever reason, the Dabu can't send him to the mazes, which you still do not know what the mazes are.
We can ask the Lich that.
Aggressively
Goodbye.
incurious about that. You can also ask the Dabu. And
it sounds bad,
true.
so that's all I care about.
Yeah, it sure does sound.
Baku can ask the Dabu that, later.
Yeah, I mean, Basha doesn't sleep, so they get curious eventually.
You can ask, and the off chance of, and maybe like in general, what could be done to stop this cult. And a Lich is capable of some pretty big magic. So if there's anyone in Barovia immediately accessible who's not currently busy, helping make the Anvatar, it would definitely be that Lich.
Yep.
And then you want to set up some kind of sting operation either within the Amber Temple or somewhere else outside of it, where the invisible stalker can guide Varain and back to you so you can ambush him.
Yes, that's the plan.
Okay.
What kind of plan? Hands in the middle.
What kind of protection are we leaving, and who is staying behind? Like, who's staying here other than?
Davin's probably going to be staying behind, as is Lady Tremaine.
Yeah, Davin's staying, and Lady Tremaine is, and they're both pretty. Well, not Davin, but
Lady Tremaine. Well, Davin's level 5. Lady Tremaine is level 8. Between the two of them, you come from a family of pretty good fighters.
Yeah.
Ember.
Yeah, my mom's a badass. We're fine.
They are perfectly competent in their own right. But if you want to leave someone behind, then you can.
No.
That's D&D.
No. I just.
I'm like, wait, what? No.
No. I just wanted to know
I
who
don't know.
exactly.
It would make Tessa very unhappy, so I'm kind of tempted to.
No.
It would piss the DM off, which is great for us.
No, I think we talked to. I talked to my mother and I asked her if she feels that she and David can hold down the fort, and I'm sure she says yes.
Well, she might request some illusory magic if that's at all possible, to help safeguard the orphanage in which they are held
Oh,
up.
that's a good point. Okay, so I
that was
I
what
turn
I
to
was-
Baku and I say, Baku, is there any way we can set up an illusion or some sort of misdirection?
I have phantasmal force, but that's a creature spell.
That's not even a little bit of an illusory magic. I believe clerics can cast any spell as a ritual, so it'll take at least 10 minutes. But I think they have something, maybe. Let me double check. Oh yeah, okay, so basically it's a variation on the spell that he used to kill Strahd, actually. Basically, instead of like carving it into his flesh, he would like carve it on the inside of a door, and anyone who opens the door would trigger some sort of magical occurrence. Yeah, okay, so he will have it. Anyone who opens the door. Oh shit! Explosive runes. That's cool.
I know. I
Okay,
was reading it. I'm like, oh.
like it's a cool spell. So he's gonna give the door and probably any windows as well like a password. Like if you try to open the door without saying the password, there's gonna be an explosive rune spell that goes off. And the creature has to succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 5d8 acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage on a failed save. And also, it will definitely get anyone's attention who's coming inside.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
He spends the night before doing that. All the doors and windows get a little symbol glyph.
Okay, great. Well, I kiss my mother goodbye, and then I climb on the horse. This time, like less of a bitch.
Escher is so proud of you, he could burst.
But I still can't help a dramatic groan as I.
Oh my god. Sasha rolls their eyes.
Oh god, chapter 13, the Amber Temple. God. What a terrible time this was the first time.
I feel like we spent the entire time telling Baku about like what to expect.
And Baku was just getting like super excited, like, oh.
Oh man, I've got the map somewhere. Oh crap, where are they? Where are they?
Werewolves?
You have heard significantly less wolf howling here, like in Barovia in general. The werewolves were under the servitude of Stravan Zarevich, who is now no more. Twice.
Officially.
Yeah.
Real this time.
Oh crap, did I actually delete those? Oh, I hope I didn't do that.
I mean, it's not a huge deal. Like
I know.
even if you deleted the map, like you still like as the character Vasha still remembers mostly.
I know, but I could have put it up and it would have been cool. Anyway.
So the trip from from Vallaki to the Amber Temple is not that long, actually. It takes you maybe like 2 days, 3 days, to get there. And by this point, you have freed the Invisible Stalker, and you basically just tell Varain that you succeeded, and have him follow you per his instructions to wherever we are.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to give him alternate instructions, up to you.
Nope, bring him.
Bring him. Baku, since you are the one who has never been here before, and you are the one who is apparently like kind of fanboying over this.
Right. Like, whoa, ancient ruins, so cool.
That it is definitely like for a nerd, it is definitely a cool field trip. So you take the long God, what's the name of the road? I used to be so familiar. Does anyone remember the name of
the Old Svalich Road?
The Old Svalich Road, that's it. You follow the Old Svalich Road out of Vallaki from the opposite end from which you arrived. And you follow it up to the side of a mountain, and you just keep going up and up and up and up. And it gets colder and snowier. And here's the official Wizards of the Coast description. The road fades away under a covering of snow, but it takes you far enough to see the facade of some kind of temple carved into the sheer mountainside ahead. The front of the structure is 50 feet high and has 6 alcoves containing 20-foot-tall statues. Each statue is carved from a single block of amber and depicts a faceless, hooded figure, its hands pressed together in a gesture of prayer. Between the 2 innermost statues is a 20-foot-tall archway with a staircase leading down.
Ooh.
It's pretty cool.
The last time you came here, you did find an alternate entrance. As you recall,
Yeah, that's because there were like things in it.
Ooh.
There were recent signs of things within it, but nothing at the moment.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, so do we see or hear anything? Like,
We should do a perception check.
Everyone roll perception. We are doing a D&D.
this is our full first
Bucker's like,
roll.
oh, what's this?
We've been doing this for like an hour.
And this is the first time we've
Everyone's
rolled a dice.
Shit. Yeah.
Oh man, so nothing. It's a castle.
That sure
Ember's
is a
like,
temple.
I'm too weak. I can't.
My muscles are so weak, it's affected my brain.
Exactly. I feel like he would do that. Like I can't.
Yeah, there's the Amber
so.
Temple.
It's
Where
too
is
much.
perception?
That's one level, and then I'll put the other.
That's the ground level.
No, nice. Oh, there we go, Baku.
There we go. Good
Yay.
rolls. Good rolls.
Yay.
Baku, you are
Okay.
You are the first one to notice that alternate entrance. You can see it if you look at the just everyone just open the original and to get a high res look at it. If you're at X1 at the bottom of the map, and you are the first one to notice X1A, that little rocky alcove off to the side, which you think might be an alternate entrance inside. And when you point it out, presumably,
Bucker's like, look, secret entrance.
and both Ember and Vasha are like, oh yeah, that place. For your role, Vasha, your role is mostly a comparative role, like remembering, like comparing it to the last time you saw it and to your memory. It feels a lot emptier. Like it still feels kind of like an evil kind of lurking horror to it, but now it just feels old, you know?
Mm-hmm.
More.
Are we gonna go in? Is it safe? Can we go?
Yeah, it's probably fine. Whatever. Ember walks in.
Which way? Which way do you walk in?
Oh, the front doors, because last time we didn't.
Of course.
We went in X1A last time, really?
Yeah, we went the back way.
Yeah,
Oh,
you went in through the
Secret
back.
tunnel.
So you go through the front door, because
Yeah,
why not?
okay.
Yeah.
Because why not?
I see steps.
Not for us to leave by.
Are you sure, like, Ember, do you not want to, like, Aragorn open the doors? Aragorn style? Like,
there are no doors to Aragorn open at the
Oh,
moment.
okay.
Also,
I
I'm
have
the
my
ranger.
strength back here. Everyone watch.
I wanted to, but there were no doors. I was thwarted.
Oh, you were feeling it. Baku pats you on the back like, it's okay. There'll be more doors to open.
Also, if anybody wants, I can always take bigger pictures of this. I got really good high res, so just let me know. I will do
Yeah, I
whatever.
already got it open, but yeah, it's pretty good map.
Icy steps descend 10 feet into a time-ravaged hallway with arrow slits in the walls. Beyond the hall lies a vast sepulchral darkness. Oh, sepulchral.
Breaking out the $9 words.
Yeah, I know. Being fancy, aren't we, Wizards of the Coast?
Okay, all right.
But you descend the stairs and over to the overlook. A 20-foot wide balcony of black marble with a shattered railing overlooks a vast temple. Black marble staircases at each end to the balcony descend 30 feet to the temple floor. The vaulted ceiling is 30 feet above the balcony. The walls and ceiling are covered in an amber glaze, lending the gloom a golden sheen. A set of amber doors stands closed at the west end of the balcony. A similar pair stands to the east, so you can see kind of the area. I'm at X4 right now.
Okay.
And both Ember and Vasha roll plus int to recall what you know about this room.
I do remember there was
goody.
a thing.
I
There was a
remember
thing.
things.
Wow.
Val remembers things.
Right. Both player and character have not been to this temple, so have
Remember
no
there was
idea.
a statue. There was some sort of horrible statue.
Yeah, I remember there was fire, but I haven't rolled my thing yet. Hang on.
good.
Vasha, you recall that the statue or something inside the statue, maybe like a curse, was able to attack you the moment you got within range, which is basically at the bottom of the staircase. So you're not sure if the magic has worn off or whatever, you don't know the mechanism by which it attacked you, but you do remember that it did.
Yep.
The mechanism could have stopped for whatever reason. It has been several years, and Strahd is dead now, which has changed a lot about this land, clearly, but you're not 100% sure. It's safe now.
Can I use Divine Sense to see if it tells me if there's, like, celestial fiends or undead within 60 feet?
Yeah, you can certainly use that.
Cool.
60 feet, what is each? One square is 10 feet. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's the thing. Or if there's anything that's desecrated or hallowed.
Okay. So here at the balcony near the top of the stairs, you cannot detect anything within 60 feet, but you know that 60 feet will only get you it won't get you within the radius of the statue.
Okay.
If you want to be within radius of the statue, you've got to go to the bottom of the stairs.
But I remember what happened when we did
But you remember what happened the last time you went to the bottom of the stairs, so...
Baku sees everyone hesitating, like, what should we be afraid?
It flung fire at us last time.
Lots of fire. It was very bad.
What did?
The statue.
Oh.
I have a feature called Primeval Awareness. Use action. I'm just gonna copy paste it. It's easier.
Yeah, I was like, probably in it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna expend a level 1 spell slot and check.
Okay. You expend a level 1 spell slot. There is not a lot left in this temple. You definitely don't feel any more signs of life. You do, however, detect the presence of a couple undead creatures. There is one to the northwest of you, behind a wall, you think, and then there's another undead creature somewhere far below you.
Okay. I share with the group. Did I seem to sense anything like... Well, actually, this says that it doesn't really give me location. Yeah.
Probably the only way to know for sure is to walk forward.
I am the most dexterous, I guess. I'll do the thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna take one step onto the stairs.
You recall it didn't activate until you hit the bottom of the stairs.
Oh, it's the bottom of the stairs?
It was the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
Don't worry, we got you.
Escher's like, I have healing spells prepared. It's fine. You're probably fine.
Ember's like, I'm so happy to not be the one doing this for one.
Escher's like, this is character growth for you, babe. You're not rushing in.
You know what that is? Growth.
You know what that is? Growth. We need that gif. I don't have it saved on my.
I know. I need that. I need that gif.
Vasha, you slowly, probably a little paranoid-y?
Yes, very, very.
Descend the black marble steps, and you kind of hesitate on the last one. You put your foot down, you look up at the statue, and nothing happens.
Oh, thank God.
I got you. There
it is. There's a... It's gross.
Growth.
Nice.
All right, so nothing happened, Grace. So now we can all follow you down the stairs.
Yes. Now that you follow them down, you can follow them down, and yep, you all are hovered at the base of the stairs, and the statue is no longer shooting fireballs at you, which is good. This is a 40-foot tall statue. It is carved out of granite. It depicts some sort of faceless god.
Creepy.
Okay.
Can we inspect it? Is there anything else we can find out about it?
Yeah, you can roll a perception check.
Oh gosh, that's bad for me.
Not for me.
That's a good roll.
Vasha, at the back of the statue, there is a secret door.
Hey!
Yep. You didn't notice it before because it was busy shooting fireballs at you.
Right, you were trying to escape.
But yes, you can. There's a little secret door that you can pull open if you wish.
Go to the secret door.
Everyone's
Are
like,
you
do
gonna
it!
tell us about the secret
Do it,
door?
coward!
You know, giant nerd is all about secret stuff. They're like, yeah.
Is Vasha going to mention it, or just conveniently forget to tell their party?
No, I'll tell them.
Okay. Bosch is like, oh, that's interesting. I'm not going to tell anybody about it. And then they continue on.
Okay, so
I open the secret door.
You open the secret door. It leads to a set of stairs that are going up into the statue. If you want to, you can. You go up the stairs.
I run up the
You go.
Okay,
you for sure go up the
dumbass
stairs.
upstairs.
You for sure.
Follow the idiot.
You for sure go up. It's a very narrow set of spiral staircases that climbs under to a stone trapdoor set into the floor of the statue's hollow head. Inside its hollow head, you can see a little setup. Like there's a little. It's been abandoned. Obviously, it's all dusty and cold now. But there is a. Let's see. What does he have actually? There was something inside the head of the statue, and because you can see it through these where the statue's eye holes would be, there you can look through and see a perfect and unobstructed view of the floor. Like isn't that convenient?
I think I'm super mad. I'm like definitely mad about this. Person
like, oh,
here
God.
the whole time. I thought it was some sort of mythical god, and no, it was just a person or creature or something.
Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and give you this because this is too fun not to give you. There is. So there's an empty like a bag nearby that someone was using to hold their stuff. And by the way, Ember, your divine sense, there was a fiend here at one point. It's gone now, but you can smell like the stink of fiend.
Oh no.
And next to the empty bag and the little dusty blanket that has been laid out on the ground, there is a pile of fabric. A kind of it's covered in dust and it's a little smelly.
A pile of, say that again?
A pile of fabric, some kind of fabric. It's just a lump at the moment. You're gonna have to, look at it a little closer if you want.
Yeah, let's look at it. Like Baku's like, oh, it smells awful in here.
I think I take my sword by like the hilt and I like poke, or no, with the blade part of it, and I poke the fabric.
Well, your sword is made of pure sunlight.
Oh, damn it.
I've loaned you one of my short swords.
Okay.
You use the end of the sword like a grabber claw, and you kind of lift it up. And when you do lift it up, you see it is a robe. You can tell just by looking at it that it's magical. You do not immediately know. You'd have to like roll an Arcana check to see if you know.
Okay, Baku's gonna roll.
Roll an Arcana check.
Yeah, roll an Arcana check. They're like, ooh, magical stuff, yay!
Oh yeah.
Oh, 21.
Baku, you know what this is right off the bat because it looks so weird. There aren't a lot of robes that look like this. So first of all, it is, and once you kind of like shake the dust off, you realize that it is covered in these little patches of these random objects. It looks like there's a patch with a brown sack. There's a patch in the shape of a brown sack. There's a patch in the shape of a door. There's a patch in the shape of a ladder, and you're like looking at it like, what the hell is this really ugly thing? And then you realize, oh, it's a robe of useful items, and I can let me see if. This particular robe of useful items has 8 patches left on it. You know that a robe of useful items, any patch on the robe is a thing that you can pull out of it.
Oh.
This particular one, it has a bag of some kind on it. You don't know. It looks like a coin purse maybe. It had, like I said, there's an iron door that you can use on it. There's a wooden ladder, a riding horse, like a toy riding, or is it? Like a literal horse, like you can just pull a horse out of your robe. You know what I'm gonna say? There's a horse on it. You can pull a horse out of your robe. There's a pit, which you're not like a hole thrower, I guess, Val. Like,
oh my god, like in a cartoon.
Yeah, like a hole
Just draw
thrower.
it?
There's a rowboat, and some sort of spell scroll, and mastiffs, like the dog.
Ooh,
like the dog.
coolest thing.
puppies.
Oh my god.
Now, bear in mind when you pull a patch off, that's it. Like that's the last time you can use it.
Yeah,
That's the last time you could. Buck was like, this is so cool.
It's
I
like
wanna keep it.
it's completely ugly, and if you want to use it, you have to attune to it, which means you have to wear this extraordinarily ugly robe.
I feel like Baku has no concept of what is ugly.
Baku's already pulling their own robe off, like, yes!
Exactly. Baku's like
Baku's like,
undressing.
he's already naked, like.
Baku's like, clothes are stupid, but I'm gonna wear this one. And everyone's like, that's really ugly. And they're like, oh, I don't care.
That sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds like a you
And
problem.
we're all just like staring at you in like amazement and being like, it's even uglier on you than it was on the ground.
Baku's like, perfect.
Nice.
But so yeah, now you have you can pull any of these any of the things off at any point. Let me make a list for you to copy paste onto the item, since it looks like it's going to be Baku. Like Escher likes magic, but not enough to risk his fashion sense. So.
I know, right? Since he didn't even want to wear his stupid
crown.
shard. So yeah, he didn't want to wear the crown. So
He's very fashion conscious. He's pretty and he knows it.
Of course he is. Of course he is. Baku is like, I've never heard of fashion in my life. Sounds fake.
What's a fashion?
Right, exactly. What's a fashion?
So have you explained to the rest of us what this thing does?
And
I think like after they put it on, Baku's like, this robe is full of cool stuff.
this robe is full of secrets, just like me.
Yeah, exactly. It's full of secrets.
Wait, does that say mastiffs? You can pull a mastiff?
I can pull a fucking
Yes.
dog out of my robe.
It clarifies mastiffs, so presumably you can pull out several dogs.
Oh my god.
Big puppy.
I
And
can
a horse.
pull many dogs and a horse out of my robe.
And a boat and a hole.
This is
That's
absurd.
amazing.
I love it.
Yeah, so Baku's like pointing at all the different things like, this one's a door, this one's a boat, these are dogs.
I have dogs now.
I have dogs and a bag of rabbits. Oh my god.
Yeah, you should be
Very-
careful with the dogs and the
Yes,
bunnies.
exactly. And
As,
the
as
bunnies.
long as it is still a patch, it's perfectly safe.
Right, exactly. That's fine.
But yeah,
Well, this was a weird detour. I think we can all agree.
Baku's now like super pumped up, like, yeah, let's see what else we can.
And just to emphasize how unbelievably ugly this robe is, you now have disadvantage on like any charisma check. Like,
Oh good, I'm so glad.
like you look so ridiculous. Like, hang on, let me see if I can find the picture of it because it's
Well,
so
please find me a
ugly.
picture, right? There's this like 6'5" like loser
Oh
walking around.
god, it's even uglier. Okay.
Oh, and you're 6'5", so it's gonna be short on you too.
Oh man. Yeah.
It's
it's
so
Is my crotch-
ugly.
Is my crotch hanging out, y'all?
It's fine. Baku don't care.
Balls
well,
out. Yeah, I was like, I'm a
looks-
Dragon Ball. I
That
don't
looks
care.
short anyway, so it would probably be like an above the hips one.
Oh boy. How beautiful. Let's just say that Baku has breeches under there.
It's awful, and I love
Well, I'm glad we got to make a shopping detour for Baku.
it.
So yes, now you know that
Anything
whatever
else?
was slinging spells at you, it was a thing trapped inside the head,
Right.
and now you have its ugly cloak. Like, no wonder it
Now
left
I
this thing
have it
behind.
ugly.
Like, yes, it's very useful, but also, do you want to get punched every time you go out in public? Is that what you want?
Exactly. So I'm gonna write this down. Disadvantage on charisma check.
Any skill check based on charisma, you just have disadvantage on it now.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
That's happening. So yeah, Baku has this hideous thing on now, and they're like, yeah.
Delightful. Okay. Well, I think I climbed back down the statue, shaking my
Yeah.
head.
Can you make a int check to see if I remember anything about where the lich might be?
Yeah, you sure can.
Cool.
God, that robe is ugly.
It goes beautifully with my shimmering green scales that are semi-translucent.
Escher's like, it really doesn't, though.
It really, really, really doesn't. It really doesn't.
I think I like
Um.
elbow Escher and I'm like, be quiet. He likes it.
They like it. Yeah.
Okay, so because of my favorite enemy, I have undead as one of those. Lich would count as undead.
Sure does.
I have advantage on survival checks to track undead and int checks to recall information about them. Would this count as that?
Yeah, this is an int check to recall information about an undead creature, quite literally.
Just
Yep.
fair. Wasn't sure if location counted.
Jesus,
Okay, but I don't
now
fucking
you're
need
just
it.
now you're just showing off at this
Nice.
point.
I mean, I have dogs too.
Vasha,
now.
you remember?
They could smell things.
Vasha, you recall that the lich was in the lower level, in
Okay.
area X27,
Okay.
wherever that is.
That seems to be an upper level.
Is
Yeah, that's upper level.
it?
X27 is upper level.
Oh, oh yeah,
It's at the back.
yeah, it was through some secret doors.
Yeah, I feel like my actual memory is telling me. Remember, wasn't there through the little? There was the trapdoor thing and the
Yeah.
the chest that you guys wouldn't let me get. Oh, I'm gonna get that chest.
Oh god.
Oh god, the chest. I'm just now remember.
No.
I don't even
I
remember
don't
where
remember.
it was.
Was that like in that little S thing?
It was
Yeah,
in one of the secret
X-
rooms.
X-26 maybe. Is that like where all those skulls were or something? There was something bad. I don't remember.
Yeah, no, it was an X-26. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you, the fastest way to get to that, to get to the Lich would be to get onto X-23, that broken balcony, which is going to be kind of challenging.
Ember,
but
are you just gonna fucking climb up there again?
But I was going to say, you do now have a ladder. Baku has a ladder patch.
Ember makes a running leap for it.
It's like 20
Baku's like,
feet off
"What-
the
what?"
ground.
What are you doing?
It's like a
I have
20-foot...
I have climbing gear.
You don't have a 20-foot
Again.
vertical leap.
Again, this is just like me harking back to the Curse of Strahd campaign where Ember was a fucking moron and
It's
climbed
like
it
we
in
never
because
left.
they could.
Oh god.
Okay,
Baku's like, do you need a ladder? I have
like
one on my cool clothes.
reasonable case. I have a climbing kit.
I think a climbing kit would really... I mean, it might... Like, it works for, like,
Sorry,
general
I brought that up.
rocky surfaces, but, like, these are smooth walls. And
Yeah,
there's a
no,
balcony
it's
that's
not gonna work.
partially broken.
I don't believe you. I'm a climber in real life. I could probably climb it.
Baku's like, but this
Now this is a
rope
matter
is
of...
so
time.
useful.
So you can like it. I can imagine like Baku like pulling the ladder patch off, and Ember's like, "No, I can do it," and then just climbing it as Baku's like putting the ladder up, and like calmly climbing the ladder, and it's just like a matter of personal pride
Okay.
for Ember.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, let's go with this character
All
flavor.
right, Ember, roll an athletics check, I guess.
Okay.
15 is good enough, but like barely good enough. And like anyone who's watching you is kind of like, don't fall. In the meantime, Baku, I admit you pull the ladder off. You're
Yeah, I pulled the ladder out, and I was like, if anybody else is not
that's just like
Ember.
absolutely. My strength
I am
score is
going up
10.
the ladder.
right,
And
Baku's
it-
like the safe way up.
And like it takes like a couple minutes for you to climb up the wall, Ember. And like I feel like the
Everybody
only
else.
everyone is just kind of waiting, and then Escher's like the one who's like, no, let him do it. This is important for him.
I just want y'all to imagine the last thing I do. Like he does like this like gnarly. You probably don't know this. He does this gnarly like heel hook and like mantles up over the thing, but then he lays there on his like belly, panting really hard.
That's just like, you did so good. Look, your strength is so much better. You're a strong boy. You can do a strong. And he helps you up.
You can do strong.
He's like, I'm so proud of myself.
Good job.
It was the best thing I've done all day.
Escher spends like a little too much time like praising how strong you are to like get your ego back up.
That was like the most sarcastic good job ever. Like the
Right.
moron is implied.
You did so
Right.
good. You're such a strong.
Baku just looks at Basha and is like,
You did.
He's basking in Escher's praise.
You
He's
did
like,
such a
his, like,
strong.
chest is puffed up a
I
little
roll
bit.
my eyes and I head over toward the doors.
yeah, exactly. They're both like, both of us are just walking away from you guys. Like, anyway, they're being gross. That's nice.
So
Okay.
yeah,
I
you
walk towards the door eventually.
you head for the door. You X-24. This spare stone room consists of a foyer to the east and a shrine to the west. Candlesticks draped in cobwebs stand in the four corners of the foyer. In the shrine, a faceless obsidian statue stands raised in the alcove of the west end of the chamber. Slumped before the statue are two desiccated corpses. Sorry, hiccups. In tattered garments, two pairs of alcoves line the north and south walls of the shrine. And then you remember, Vasha, just from your unbelievable int check, the secret door was on the right alcove. And that was where this is like, it all comes rushing back to you. Like, this is the room where Ember desperately wanted that chest, and you all had to talk him out of it.
Oh god. Oh
You're like,
no.
my elf senses are tingling. I remember that as if it were yesterday.
I pull Baku aside real quick, because Ember, I assume, is still being an idiot and being
Right,
talked
exactly.
to by Escher.
You're such a
Um,
strong boy. Good job.
Thank you. I am the best boy.
Yes. And what does
So-
Vasha say?
There's a chest in the next room. I don't think I don't think Ember should have it. We don't know what's in it, but like, just don't let him do the thing if we can avoid it.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully he won't remember it's there. We won't tell him.
Nope. Nope, definitely not.
Pretty
No,
obvious,
okay.
guys.
All right. Let's do this thing.
Yep, let's go back.
So you head through the secret door that you found the last time you were here, on the right side, and you enter the X-26 secret alcove. 2 secret doors lead into this room. The last time you opened it, hundreds of skulls fell into the room, but the skulls are still there. Like the trap doesn't reset magically, so it's like you just walk in and like skulls fall out at your feet, and you're like, "Yep, this is the skull room."
Yep, I remember this horrible thing.
And then, sure enough, attached to the 30-foot high ceiling of this dark sepulcher is an upside-down iron chest with a barrel-shaped lid.
How obvious is the chest? Is it like?
I mean, it's 30 feet. It's 30 feet above your head, and it's like it's not hidden. It's just very obviously just 30 feet above your head. Yeah.
But you would have to look up to see it.
You would have to look up to see it. Yes.
Baku looks around at all the skulls and it's like,
we
ew.
just keep going straight through.
Right, exactly.
Like, come on, Ember, let's go.
Baku's like picking through the skulls like, oh, gross.
Yeah, there are a lot of skulls. It's a little disconcerting how many skulls there are.
I think I'm like, it's not that I don't want to help you guys out on this, but also like I have to play this character. I'm gonna roll. Can I roll a perception? I'm sorry, Tessa. Can I roll?
You're gonna like go in and be like, "What's in this room?"
Yeah, roll a perception. We'll say it's not hidden, so I'm gonna say the DC is 10. I'm gonna say the DC is 10 because it's not hidden. Oh my god. Oh god, he rolled. Okay, for those of you playing at home, I said the DC is gonna be 10 because it's not hidden, and then Amber rolled exactly 10.
Like you just managed to look up and you're like, oh
yeah, so like that? you come into the room and the skulls pour out and you're like, oh yeah, I remember the skulls, and you're like kicking the skulls aside and you just casually you look up and you see
slip on one and like look up.
You slip on one and you look up and you see that fucking barrel topped treasure chest just attached to the ceiling.
My eyes light up.
Oh, Baku's like, come on, that looks dangerous. Let's go. Tries to drag him away.
I'm very strong right now, so that's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. Now you're stronger than me again, so that's fine.
It's just like, no, I put his ego too high. I pumped up his ego too much. Damn it.
Ember looks at it and goes,
Ember, we have better things to do right now.
You don't know what's in there. It could be important.
And it could also be very dangerous. We should go.
It's probably important. You guys go. I'm gonna get it down.
Azure says that's a terrible idea.
The worst.
Ember,
the absolute worst
remember
idea.
Where we are.
A cool temple with treasure?
We're in Barovia, the worst place in the world.
Look,
remember?
Baku got a cool robe. I have gotten nothing so far.
If you didn't open it before, probably there's a bad thing that's in it from the last time that was supposed to hurt you last time.
And they wouldn't let me. But I
can't imagine why.
Why would it be hanging from the ceiling if they didn't want you to open it?
It's a trap.
Why would it be hanging from the ceiling if they did want you to open it?
Does anyone have detect traps?
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope.
I don't think detect traps is a spell.
No.
There's
fine
traps
traps
because my druid has that. Yeah, fine traps.
Oh, fine traps. Okay.
Yeah. I don't have it though. I recall last time we had to have like a special like divining rod to find traps and stuff, but Callista had that.
That's fair.
There's
okay. Well, what if I just got it down from the ceiling and we opened it? It wouldn't be that bad.
You have no way of knowing that.
Exactly.
No way.
What's the worst that could happen?
Death.
I should cast. Can I cast detect magic on it?
You sure can.
Yeah.
All right, great.
It's D&D.
Like,
you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. Baku's
So
like, okay.
make sure you mark that spell slot. I think it's a first level spell. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's a first level. Yeah.
You cast Dispel Magic, and sure enough, there is some magic attached to the. It is attached to the act of opening actually opening the thing, and I think I can actually give you a school, but I have to double check. I think it might be.
I think it can.
Yeah, it can give you. I'd have to double check what school it is.
So Ember,
the spell can penetrate most barriers. It is blocked by blah blah blah. 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ember. You know the spell that Usher cast on the house before we left, Glyph of Warding? This could be that, could be activated by opening it. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yes, okay. So,
definitely magic.
So there is definitely magic. It is attached to the act of opening the chest, and the school of magic is transmutation.
That sounds fun.
Transmutation magic is
Baku's like, no.
It is the school of magic that turns one thing into another thing.
Right. Baku's like, you will probably become a frog, and that's worse.
I've always wanted to be a frog. Let's do it.
Let's not.
We don't need a paladin that's a frog.
Look, I've had a really bad couple of weeks. Can't you just give this to me?
It could be even worse. Your strength could be 0.
Buddy, we could ask the Lich what's in it.
That's true. We can.
I don't think that's as much fun. I have Dispel Magic.
Nah.
I am desperately trying not to say anything. I really want to see how this plays out.
Baku's like, this is just a bad idea. You just got your strength back,
No,
and
I'm doing this. I'm casting
This is
Dispel Magic.
terrible idea.
I'm casting
I'm
Dispel
getting
Magic.
out of this confined space because
yep,
there's
Baku is
no
gonna
way.
back up as soon as they see you casting magic. They're like, okay, I'm leaving. Goodbye.
What did you want to cast, Amber?
Dispel Magic.
You cannot dispel magic. It's like dispelling a dispel magic would work on some. It wouldn't. Hang on. I know the difference, but it's like hard to articulate. Like you can dispel a magic from like a thing that a person cast on a room. This is magic that is inherent to the object itself. This object was built with this magic.
Interesting.
So you cannot dispel it.
There we go. That decides it. Let's
No,
go.
it does not. Absolutely not. Are you joking?
What are you going to open it with?
Escher's like looking at the two of you. He's like, "Listen, I think we should just let him do it. Like the Lich is right over there." You said, "Vasha, let's just go talk to the Lich."
Yeah.
Like he's
Okay,
literally
I,
right.
I am
Fine.
down with Ember, being an idiot. That's why I got out of the way.
Right.
I
Let's
cannot
just go.
dissuade him yet again. So
You are literally on the other side of the door. So if something terrible happens, you'll know.
Okay. Let's just leave him then. Leave him to it.
Have fun, Ember. Please try to not die.
like I keep saying, int is not whiz.
There we go.
Okay. So everyone who's not Ember goes through the doorway.
Nice.
Into the next room. This 15-foot high room contains the trappings of royalty, ornate furniture, exquisite rugs and tapestries, and decorative statuary. Everywhere you look are lit candelabras atop small tables. The beauty in the decor is undone by a thick dust and cobwebs. Standing near the center of the room is a decrepit skeleton clad in tattered robes. Red pinpoints of light burn in the skeleton's eye sockets. "Do I know you?" it asks.
Well, you know me. You might know this one, but you don't know that one.
Yeah, Baku's just like, nope, definitely don't know you.
Have we met?
Yes.
When? I do not recall.
What's my timeline here?
It's been probably over a year since you were in Barovia.
Yeah, so about a year ago.
He says, "Oh," but then it becomes clear to you by that reaction that like time means nothing to him.
Yeah.
Right,
no,
exactly. Like,
no,
what's
I
a
remember
year?
that. I remember that.
So we can ask it the questions.
Yeah. So, you helped us out a bit last time we were here.
I did.
You did.
Oh.
Baku's like, is it okay?
It's fine.
Escher is like looking at it now, and like you can see like the cleric part of his brain, like clicking and spinning into places. He's like diagnosing what's wrong with this creature.
Like, what's happening here? Can we do a checky thingy? Does Escher know what's wrong?
It looks like he's figuring it out. Yes. You can keep
Okay.
talking though. Like he doesn't
Okay.
seem hostile.
Yeah, I don't remember if I remember anything. Val does not remember anything.
The last time you were here, to your best guess, like he's just a very, very old lich. Like liches generally are pretty evil. But like after a while, like everything within them just starts to decay. And like if you get liches that are thousands, hundreds of thousands of years old, there's not a lot left of their original personality. And you just kind of figured he's just mostly gone by this point.
Oh. Well, we have questions. Keep asking.
Tessa, meanwhile, can I roll an athletics check?
Oh,
You
God.
want to scale the 30-foot wall up to the treasure chest?
Oh
Yes.
my
You
god.
bet your butt.
Oh
All
god.
right, roll athletics. Like we're
Ember.
cutting away briefly.
Right, exactly.
If
to
this
the
were a
dumbass.
movie, like you would see them talking in the background, and meanwhile the camera would cut back to Ember. He's like,
Right, exactly.
"This is my white whale."
Oh god.
Yeah, a 15 is also just barely good enough. Like, it's not elegant, but you can climb all the way up to the top. So this iron chest, looking at it, it is held in place by some sort of tacky substance. You cannot immediately identify what it is. The lid is sealed with some kind of spell. You don't know enough about magic to know what kind of spell. And itself is pretty magical. So what do you want to do? You're staring at it. It's within your grasp, Ember. What do you want to do?
I want to open it.
Of course.
Roll a strength check.
Okay.
Oh boy, roll a strength check.
Oh, it's not fantastic right now, but
That is not good enough. Nothing happens.
Nice, nice. After all that effort.
no, I'm just gonna keep trying. You guys can go back to your things.
Okay.
I mean, no, like like you can't just keep rolling strength checks. Like I'm telling you right now, you are not strong enough to open this chest. Your modifier is +3, and the DC is too high. Like you are not strong enough.
Okay, I take out my sword.
Oh god.
Ay.
You take out your sword. You're still attached to the wall. You swing your sword at it, and the sword bounces off. Part of the magic that was built into this thing, it is immune to weapon damage.
Nice. Gotta come down eventually.
Well, not yet. I'm gonna sit up there and think.
Okay, and we cut back to the room with the lich.
Right.
Think.
Well, yes, you're hearing.
That in the background.
Actually, it's like he has like a lightsaber sword, so it's like honk kink, honk kink.
Oh my god.
I was doing the Winnie the Pooh. Think.
Right.
And you can see the lich kind of look past Ivasha and toward the other rooms, like, "What is your shining friend doing in there?"
We don't know.
I don't know.
Escher's like finding his ego again. It's fine.
Don't worry about it. Tell us more about you.
So, we are trying to figure out how to imprison somebody. They're pretty powerful magic user, and we figured, you're a pretty powerful magic user.
He blinks at you and says, "I am? Oh, I suppose I am, aren't I? I have forgotten much of what I knew in life, I'm afraid. I'm not sure how much use I can be to you."
Well, do you remember what you do know? Buck was like, I know magic, so you can talk to me as, one-on-one,
yeah.
like equal standing. I look amazing in this room.
He says, "Well, I know that there are spells that exist that could do this thing. If he is this much of a danger, why do you want to imprison him and not just kill him?"
I'm gonna give that one to Baku, because I've been told I should not be murdery.
Baku sort of like looks awkwardly around. Because killing is bad. We should find other ways to do that.
Yeah, the lich stares at you like completely uncomprehendingly, like.
Like what?
He also has a lot of information that, might prove useful to us.
He says, "Oh, so you might want to torture him as well."
Probably not.
We do know somebody who might, though.
It is at this point that Escher kind of tugs each of your sleeves and it kind of, I want to talk to you, a quick aside for a minute.
Yeah, okay.
He kind of pulls you aside and he says, "So this lich, I think this lich has been injured in some magical or perhaps maybe it's a mundane way." He says, I think a greater restoration spell might restore the gaps in its memory."
Would that be dangerous to us?
He says, "Well, I mean, liches usually don't become liches, to help save puppies and kittens. Like, they become liches because they're power hungry and they want to destroy things, usually."
Yeah, I mean they are what, a lawful evil aligned creature usually.
No, they are chaotic evil. They are.
Oh, chaotic evil, not lawful. Yeah.
Yeah. So Escher does not have Greater Restoration prepared, but he could prepare it in like 10 minutes. Like he could cast it if you really wanted to.
Yeah, that could be useful, but it could also be really dangerous.
Sounds very dangerous. And I say that as the man hanging from a...
Yeah, I was like, you can't hear this, shut up.
Speaking
You're
of
on the
which,
ceiling.
let's cut back to Ember. You have tried opening it. You could not. You have tried hitting it with a sword. Nothing happened. You are running out of your usual list of things to do.
Oh, Lord.
I have a crowbar.
Oh, God. Really?
Uh,
If the sword didn't work, it's immune.
Mechanically, what does a crowbar do? Does it give you any bonus to your strength check?
Gives me advantage on that. I don't think I wrote that down.
I don't
I think it's just a pry bar.
Grants advantage to strength checks.
Well, yeah, but like I said, you can have advantage on strength checks, but your modifier is not good enough. The DC to open this thing is 25, and right now your mod is only +3.
Damn it. Oh, okay.
not gonna
What about, so it's attached by chains, right?
No, is attached by
Oh.
some sort of it looks like some sort of glue, maybe. Yeah,
Oh, my God.
you're
Okay,
not
I'm gonna
100.
try to detect that with the crowbar.
You trying to? Okay. I'm gonna have to look up another thing.
I'm trying to like pry it off of the glue.
Oh, my God.
Sovereign glue is what it's called. Let me double check what it does. This viscous milky white substance can form permanent adhesive bonds between any two objects. It must be stored in a jar or flask with an oilless slipperiness. When found, contain 1 ounce of glue can cover 1 foot, and it takes 1 minute to set. Once it has done so, the bond it creates can only be broken by the application of a universal solvent or an oil of etherealness, or with a wish spell.
Or with a wish spell. Oh, no. Too bad
Damn
we
it.
used that to save the fucking
I
world.
wasted my wish spell.
Yeah, we could have used it to open this fucking
That would have been a
chest.
better use of it. Okay.
So yeah,
Right,
you try the crowbar to pry it from the ceiling, and nope, nothing doing. Whatever this glue is, it is too badass.
Amazing.
Oh man. Okay.
So you're gonna give up now?
Are you gonna come down? Or just dangle and mope?
I'm like very mopey. I think I come down, but I'm like, I think I like climb down and then I sulk into the room.
All right, so what we gonna do?
Escher looks back at you, is like, "Did it not work, babe?"
Did not work. I'm not strong enough.
He says, "Don't worry about it, hon. You know, you're a strong boy enough. You'll get your full strong back."
I'm gonna come back.
Oh, God.
Escher's like, "Please don't."
It's too late.
How many times do you have to learn the same damn lesson?
At least once more. Anyways, have you guys gotten what we need from the Lich yet? I want to go home.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, about that. Remember how this lich was kind of a really, 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 really old lich?
Sure, why not?
Doesn't remember stuff we needed to know.
Maybe it was injured, too.
And Escher says, "But I could cast Greater Restoration and probably restore most of its memory. But, you know, that's a risk, because it is a lich, and liches don't usually become liches for good reasons."
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but that sounds incredibly dangerous. And like, we
Yeah.
shouldn't do it.
Escher says, "Well, he's the best resource that we have that's not currently
Yeah.
involved in, you know, doing very important things. I guess we could ask Mordenkainen."
We could.
Okay, if we do this, we just got to be prepared to run.
He says,
I
"Well,
don't want to fight a lich.
a lich, I don't even remember what challenge rating liches are. I think
Yeah,
someone roll Arcana to see what they know about liches."
Okay.
Okay, but I can also roll an intelligence check to see what I can remember about them because they're undead.
Arcana is an intelligence-based check, so you would have.
Oh, okay.
You would still have.
So I'd have advantage on it. Okay.
Hey, 27.
Hey!
God, with the
a
nat
nat 20?
20s, yeah.
A nat 20. Woo woo.
Ooh, nat 1 too. Good thing you rolled.
I know magic. I'm a sorcerer.
I know magic.
I know all about arcane things. Because Baku's a huge nerd.
Massive
Literally.
nerd.
Okay. So yeah, Baku, what you know about liches? They are no joke. They are extraordinarily powerful. In mechanical terms, their challenge rating is 21.
Yep.
So like, they would be tough. You might be able to take him out if necessary, but it would be a battle. Like, it would be a capital B battle.
Right. So Baku's going to like tell the group this, like, we could restore the Lich, but like it would be extremely dangerous. We'd have to fight it, and I just don't think that's a good idea right now. It's very strong.
Well, we don't know if we'd have to fight it.
That's
but
true.
we might.
We might
And if we
have to
did-
fight it, and if you did have to fight it, it would be tough.
It would be bad, yeah.
I once
It
again
would be
leave it up
best.
to the party. This is the magic
Baku's,
of
like,
Dungeons and
looking around,
Dragons.
like, it's yeah, right. Baku's like looking around like it would really be a better idea to not fight it, but we could if needed to. It would just be very not fun.
I feel like we don't have a lot of options. We came all the way out here.
We don't want to waste a trip or anything.
Just don't waste the trip. We just all the travel. I could have gotten
I mean-
all of my strength back by now. So come on, we should just do it.
Baku found their nice robe. It's not a completely wasted trip.
Also, I
And
can't
if you
something else-
if you restore the Lich's memory, maybe he'll know how to open the chest.
no,
Oh,
that's a
God.
good point. Wait,
Don't tell- don't tell.
That
Don't
was
tell him that.
bad. No.
Do it now. Oh, restore the Lich.
Escher's like he's taking Ember's wishes into account, but he's also looking at Vasha and Baku.
Yeah, no.
Just do it. We can run.
And then there's a lich loose too.
Wait,
Right.
it's fine. It's not going to get that far.
We will have let out a restored lich.
There's no one around here. Everyone's left Barovia. It's fine.
And I'm the murder hobo. Okay.
There's no one here.
It could go find more people.
But they'd have to go so far.
You do know that Liches don't tend to stray very far from their lair, and this is
I was
almost
saying.
certainly its lair.
It's
Thank
there.
you.
Okay.
We're not going anywhere.
Baku's like, okay, fine, you do have a point, but still.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Escher's like, okay, Jesus, God.
Baku sighs like, okay, fine, that is true.
Yep.
Escher,
I'm just gonna get ready just in case, though.
Right.
it'll take about 10 minutes to cast because he doesn't have the spell prepared. He has to cast it as a ritual. Or maybe he could just prepare the spell. What level 5 spells does he have prepared? If there's one that's kind of lame, he's just going to get rid
Is
of
the
it.
Lich just kind of casually looking on as we all argue?
Yeah, like literally, like he is not all there. Like he's just kind of staring at you vacantly as you like talk in hushed tones, all of 10 feet away from it. Just not the least bit interested in what's happening. His level 5 spells are Mass Cure Wounds, Raise Dead, and Flame Strike, but all of which are very, very handy. So I think it might be best if he casts it as a ritual instead of preparing and casting it that way. Yeah. Okay. He'll cast it as a ritual. So he goes over to Lich and he says, "So, Mr. Lich, we are going to see if we can restore your memories. And if we do, could you not kill us? Can we ask you to not kill us?"
That
And
would be nice.
the Lich kind of considers this for a moment. He says, "I have no reason to kill you. So, sure, I suppose. If you are doing me a service of restoring my memories, then certainly, yes, I will agree to not kill you."
Ember stage whispers to Vasha, "Don't trust it."
I know.
No
Baku's
shit,
like,
Sherlock.
It could find a reason.
Okay, so Escher starts to cast Greater Restoration as a ritual, so it's going to take 10 minutes. Does Ember want to take another crack at that box?
No.
Ember does not.
Or like
Ember
whine
is not gonna.
or whine to his friends like, "I tried opening it and I wasn't strong enough."
I think I'm mostly just
Oh,
going to
you poor baby.
Ember turns to Vasha and he's like, "If you had helped me, maybe we could have gotten it open together."
I just raised an eyebrow, like, really?
Baku was
It
like, based on my check, I doubt that, but okay.
I don't even know. Are strength modifiers cumulative?
No, not usually.
Um,
Not enough. Well, maybe, but like,
Oh,
I'm not that strong.
I don't believe there's a mechanic for a combined strength check, but I don't know. I'd probably come up with with something. I remember that thing that I the mechanic that I was planning on using. Remember that thing I did in your dream, Ember, where you and your brother both did a thing and you were able to add your total scores together?
Yeah.
That's probably the method I'm going to
Ooh.
take.
I want to know about that.
I know.
Ember
What
has
is
not
this?
told anyone about pretty much anything
What
that's
happened
important to
about
him
this
emotionally.
dream?
Poor Tessa. I keep all of our individual storytelling. He's not going to tell people because it's like super personal.
I
and
think
he's
didn't
like,
he briefly mention it to Escher though? But I think like Escher's like the exception, not the norm.
Yeah, he told
Right.
Escher.
Escher's his fiance. He
Also,
gets to know, but
He's also engaged to Escher, so
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's different.
But yeah, there's been a whole bunch of there was a very traumatizing dream that Ember had, and he just didn't tell anyone.
it was incredibly traumatizing.
Wow.
I mean, is that the same, like, the main dream that we already know about? Like, we
No.
don't know all the details.
No.
Oh, it's a different dream. Good.
You dream about his father giving him a life lesson that he still hasn't taken to
Oh,
heart.
good.
And it devolves into like a horror dream.
Oh,
Nice.
good.
Nice.
It was a whole thing. It was like a big spiritual awakening that he just didn't fucking mention to anyone.
And he didn't tell any of us. Nice.
He told Escher.
Yep, and that's it. And Escher's not
And
going to
that's
tell
it.
anyone because
Right, exactly.
it's
You
not
know,
a secret
secrets.
to tell. Yeah.
Fiance secrets. So yeah, okay, that's fine.
So I imagine how do you spend these 2 minutes? I'm guessing Ember whining about the.
Yeah, Ember is whining. We're all like,
He's also trying to
like,
convince
whatever.
Masha that they're going to go up on the ceiling and open that thing together.
mm.
What possible benefit is there in doing that?
Whatever
No.
is in the chest, we can get it.
No,
What if it's a cool sword?
I don't use swords for the most part.
What if it's a cool? What do you just? Is it a
Really?
crossbow? What do you?
Really?
Cool.
How
pointy-
long have we been How long have we been fighting together?
I don't remember.
You don't know my weapon of choice, really?
A hammer. No, that's me.
He's like, I'll give you a hint. It's long range.
Long range. Spear.
Oh boy, this one's beyond.
Wow.
Javelin.
No.
Wow, you're dumb.
No, try again. Something with a pointy end and it's long, and you draw your back.
Ember's like, that's a spear. That's a javelin.
Nope, it's not. Baku's like,
Oh.
wow, this one is.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Not the brightest bulb.
I don't think
no.
I don't think that Ember has ever used a bow because I think that like using ranged weapons is for like babies in his mind.
Uh huh.
He's like, for cowards, right? Okay.
Like the only time you use a ranged weapon is whenever you're like you have to throw your sword at something.
Sword throwing. The honor. So as this ridiculousness is happening, Escher is in the background casting Greater Restoration. And eventually you can hear the sound of his magic as it is cast. And you all turn and look at the Lich, and you can see the Lich kind of straightens a little bit and looks down at his hands and up at you, and he says, "Well, that is quite a bit better. Thank you very much. Well, if you tell me your names, I think I actually might remember them."
I'm.
Ember steps forward and he goes, "You probably have heard of me."
Oh god.
Escher's like, "Babe, I'm going to cut you off right there. He's been trapped in this temple for thousands of years."
Yeah.
Okay. I bow deeply and said, and I go, "My lord, it is so nice to meet you. Ember Tremaine of the estate Tremaine."
The Lich blinks uncomprehendingly. He's never heard that name, but he says, "Well, it is very good to meet you. And you know, now that my memory is restored, I remember meeting at least two of you the first time. And I remember you as well." And he kind of looks at Escher, and Escher's like, "Yeah, that was, That wasn't my greatest hour, but yeah, I was here once before." He says, "But you," and he goes over to the Dragonborn, and he kind of sniffs around you, and he says, "An emerald dragon, my, what a privilege and an honor.
Baku is like, oh yes, hello.
Hello, my name is Exithanter."
Oh.
The reason you know the name Exithanter is because you probably found it in, he's not like an established lore character. He's not like Mordenkainen.
Right.
Yeah.
But you probably found his spell book. Yeah, I think that was actually it. You found his spell book.
There we go.
And where he wrote his name. But yes, he's not an established lore character. And he says, yes. No, the reason you came here, now I can actually recall it quite easily. You need to imprison or trap someone, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
Well,
This is correct.
Well, the best way to do that would, of course, be with the spell imprison. As for getting information, he wanders over to the side of the room, and he pulls, he starts rummaging through the bookshelf, and, like, as he pulls a book off the shelf, like, the one half of the shelf capitulates. Like, everything in this room is so old and so decrepit, it just falls apart at a light breeze.
Just, like, disintegrates, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He says, well, getting information is a little bit trickier. The spell like imprisonment is powerful enough that it will work without giving them any opportunity to fight back. But getting to the truth, there is a chance that they will be able to fight back and lie to you. And he says, getting to the truth, of course, there's spells like Zone of Truth, but that will give them the chance to fight back. There are certain salves and unguents that may help you if any of you know any alchemists.
We all look pointedly at Baku.
I was like, but yeah, I guess Moran and Mordenkainen count as alchemists. I don't know.
They're a little busy right now.
Just a bit.
That's just like, that's why we came all the way to the Amber Temple, because of how busy and how important their busyness is.
I don't know any alchemists.
Okay, so alchemy's out. Anything else?
He says, well, if you're particularly desperate, there's always the old gods trapped beneath this very temple. They can do whatever you want.
Oh.
The what now? Baku looks at everyone else like, the what?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
You see,
I
this
thought that.
particular temple is home to powerful old gods trapped in amber, from which it gets its name. He says, I can tell you all about them. That is why I set up this amber temple as a sort of repository for knowledge, you know.
Baku is like, oh yeah.
And he says, certainly, if there is anything at all that you want, anything that is within the power to do, these dark creatures can certainly do it for you, yes.
Yes, but the trade-off.
What kind of god is down there?
Oh, very old gods.
Oh, an old god. I see. God of what?
Oh no, not gods as you understand it. Old gods. Primordial gods. Primordial gods. In fact, one of them, this is a fun fact, one of the gods trapped in amber beneath us was what gave Strahd von Zarovich his dark powers.
Yeah, we know about that one.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't think we should use the Ember Gods. We
That
successfully...
sounds like a very bad idea. Yeah.
He says, well, you're welcome to see if you can find a scroll of imprison. I can't think of anywhere at the moment where you might be able to easily access one.
This is a bad idea, but they're primordial gods. Maybe they know something about Nagath.
Do we really want to ask them about Nagath? I don't want to ask any gods anything.
He does, as you were saying, like, I don't want to talk to gods, and he says, don't feel too anxious about even speaking to them. Speaking to them will not cause you any direct harm. What will cause some, let's call it, unpleasant side effects will be making a deal with them.
Okay, great. Nobody make any deals. Let's go talk to them.
He says, but I urge you to consider making a deal with them, because you see, these gods, they are quite old, they are quite lonely, and they are extraordinarily powerful. Just think about any single thing you want. Is there some grand crusade that you are fighting? You could ask them to end that crusade right now. They would have the power to do it.
Nope, we're doing that. They were already working on it. It's fine. I don't need anything. But I'm like,
Escher's like,
God,
could we, and Escher kind of looks at you seriously, like, could we ask them to, like, to stop Nagath Regalia? Like, could we ask them to stop, could we just ask them to stop the end of the world? Would that be within their power? And
Sounds like maybe.
Exithanter says, well, yes, they are certainly older than this world in which they currently exist, so I would imagine, yes, certainly.
Bad.
sigh.
But just as a back, like maybe as a last plan if everything else fails.
Let's get Varain first. I don't want to make any deals with gods, primordial or otherwise.
Yeah, huh?
Escher is kind of like he thinks about it for a minute and he sighs and he says, "Before we go, we really should ask, do you know how to open that fucking ceiling chest?" And he says, "I'm sorry, ceiling chest? What ceiling chest?"
Chest in the other room.
Ember jumps up and down, and he like drags him over.
Oh god.
Exothenter's hand falls off. He just kind of looks at his wrist like, oh, it doesn't particularly hurt. He says, I should warn you that...
Put it back on.
Ember frantically tries to like attach it back, but it just kind of flops onto the floor.
No.
He says, "Oh, don't worry about it.
Hand.
Don't worry about it. I can reattach it later with some twine." He says, "I should let you know that I did not build this temple. I just discovered it and opened it up for study. But I can certainly have a look at whatever it is you're talking about."
Okay.
Ember's jumping up and down like an excited puppy.
Oh my god.
Buck was just rolling their eyes.
He follows you, Ember, into the little room, and he looks up at it and he says, "Oh yes, I've never seen that before. Hey, one moment." He casts detect magic over his eyes, and when he can't get a close enough look at it because his eyesight's bad because he's dead.
Because he's dead.
He's also going to cast Fly, and look up at it and get a closer look at it. And he says, "Oh yes, you see, this is locked with the spell Arcane Lock, which has a counter spell called Knock. I happen to have the spell. If you would like, I can certainly cast it for you."
Yes, do it.
He says, "Well, all right," he says, and he casts the spell Knock. And a lot of things happen at once. First, the door, the lid of the chest falls open because it is upside down. How are you feeling at this moment, Ember? Like, finally, you're watching him cast a spell.
The most excited I've ever been in my entire life.
The lid?
Huge eyes, kid on a birthday.
Better than when my
Jaw
god
open.
came back to life. This is better than when I got proposed to. This is the best thing.
Not.
The lid falls open. And for one breathless moment, you are staring up into the chest, and it is dark, and you realize that it is empty. And just as you are about to scream, "What the hell?" the floor disintegrates from under you, and you fall 30 feet.
Oh god.
You take 16 points of damage, and that is where we will leave it for tonight.
Okay. Wow. Good job.
Worth it.
Wow. Okay,
I would like
nice.
everyone to know that the look of betrayal on Ember's face is the saddest thing you've ever seen in your entire life.
Plays the tiniest violin.